Assalamu alaikum, very good afternoon, and namaste. Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman, Minister of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, my colleague, Datuk Sri Mustafa MOHAMMAD, Minister of International Trade and Industry, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, members of Chamber of Commerce, India, Malaysia, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say what a pleasure it is to be here in New Delhi, and what an enjoyable visit I have already had to your great country. The hospitality and warm welcome, in more than one sense, we have received have been tremendous, and they are a true reflection of the strong and enduring friendship between India and Malaysia. This year, in fact, marks the 60th anniversary of Malaysia-India bilateral relations. Throughout the 60 years, we have engaged with each other through a number of different international forums, including the United Nations, Non-Aligned, Commonwealth, Group of 15, 77, Indian Ocean Rim Association, and of course, the East Asia Summit. Through ASEAN, we also enjoy a free trade area with India, and upon its eventual implementation, we will have the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP, which includes China, Japan, Republic of Korea, Australia, and New Zealand. And I share your views, Excellency, that it is more relevant now than ever before that we conclude RCEP in the light that TPP is now buried. We do need RCEP as a free trade arrangement for this area. And I personally believe, I'm a great believer in free trade, because with free trade, you create more wealth. Creating more wealth means more prosperity for our peoples. And I think we should give fresh instruction to our negotiators to try to conclude RCEP by the end of this year, or at the very latest, early next year. I hope this timetable can be achieved, and I wish and I hope the urging of the business community to our respective governments to move the agenda or this agenda forward to its successful conclusion. And of course, bilaterally, we have the Malaysian-India Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement, when Prime Minister Modi came to Kuala Lumpur, in Malaysia in November 2015, we decided and we declared our two countries' relationship to be an enhanced strategic partnership. This was most appropriate and timely, not least because over the period of 2003-2015, trade between India and Malaysia increased more than fourfold. Although I must admit the last couple of years, there has been a somewhat decline in the overall bilateral total trade between our two countries, and we need to reverse that trend. And hopefully 2017 is the year we see a reversal of the downward trend. Meanwhile, Malaysia is ranked as the 21st largest foreign investor in India globally, and the second largest from ASEAN. We work well as business partners. AirAsia India is a good example of that, and I'm delighted to see so many Malaysian companies active in India, including a key role in high-profile projects such as the construction of the Municipal Corporation of Delhi Civic Centre, which is implemented by a Malaysian company, and I gather is the tallest building in your national capital. There's plenty more to come. I'm told at the moment 4 projects are being negotiated: the Mumbai Coastal Expressway, Mumbai Seafront Development, floating storage regasification terminal in AP Port, and the Smart Cities mission. And this does not include the 4+2 highway projects under consideration by the Rajasthan state government. That was the topic of my discussion during my visit to that state yesterday. We are proud to be involved in such important developments for your country, and that Malaysian firms are showing themselves to be of world-class capabilities and able to compete at the highest level. Likewise, I am delighted that Indian investors continue to have confidence in Malaysia, as is shown by their decision to expand and diversify their existing operations in our country. In 2016, India was ranked the 9th largest investor in Malaysia, with total approved investments of nearly $300 million in 8 manufacturing projects. Notable Indian companies in Malaysia include Reliance Group in textile products, RP Chemical, Biocon, Ranbaxy in pharmaceutical products, HAJI Containers in non-metallic products, Forte International in plastic products, and Temco Switchgear in electrical and electronics industry. I'm also pleased to note that Indian firms are also active in our services sectors. These include ICICI Bank Limited, Tech Mahindra ICT Services, Wipro, Tata Consultancy, and Crest Business Solutions in IT, Sky Blue Media in advertising, and Manipal International in education and healthcare sector. Ladies and gentlemen, when I talk about the strength of the friendship between India and Malaysia, I should add that our closeness lies not just in the fact that we are important trading partners, not just in our geographic proximity. No, that closeness is an innate part of us. For Malaysia is home to the largest Indian population outside India. Slightly more than 7% of our population are of Indian origin. Indian Malaysians have played a key role in the building of our nation. They have always been at the forefront within the government, civil service, business, entertainment, education, and of course, food, which, as you know, is very important to Malaysians. Indian Malaysians are a crucial part of our unique diversity, and their cultures and faith help make up the rich and varied tapestry of our nation. And that is why I started my visit this time in Chennai to underscore that unique relationship that we have with the state of Tamil Nadu. And I was so glad to meet with the famous actor Rajanikanth and shared a tweet, a selfie with him. And I'm beginning to like Tamil movies in addition to Bollywood. And I want to make a confession to all of you that I'm beginning to consider Italy as my favorite breakfast item. And you can see how much of India and the Indianness has crept into our Malaysian way of life. So I can truly say that without Indian Malaysians or Malaysian Indians, Malaysia simply would not be what it is today. As such, they constitute a very special reason why it is so natural for our two countries to forge ever closer and friendlier relations. Ladies and gentlemen, I have talked about trade, about what Malaysian companies are doing in India and vice versa. Let me speak briefly about how Malaysia is doing and why we hope to encourage you to do business with us and to invest in Malaysia. In 2016, even in these unsettled times for the global economy, Malaysia registered a healthy 4.2% growth rate. Of course, not as impressive as you have achieved in India, but we expect that 4.2% to be slightly higher this year and still higher in 2018. The independent international rating agencies continue to give us positive assessments. Moody's has reaffirmed Malaysia as being in the A category and also pointed out that the Malaysian government has demonstrated its commitment to fiscal consolidation with 7 consecutive years of narrowing fiscal deficits. One of the world's most respected institutions, the IMF, highlighted in its latest report that the Malaysian economy continues to perform well despite headwinds and has made significant progress towards us achieving high income status. We have done this by keeping deficit, inflation, and unemployment low while putting in place policies that are pro-business. We are investing in human capital, technology and infrastructure, and focusing on sharpening our competitive edge. We started a plan, the Economic Transformation Program, in 2010, and it has delivered 1.8 million new jobs, an increase in gross national income of nearly 50%, the virtual elimination of poverty, producing a sustainable momentum of economic growth that would be the envy of advanced economies. Our long-term plans have been not only for the benefit of our people, but also to enhance the ease of doing business for investors. For we know that businesses thrive in a stable and secure and transparent environment that offers protection for their capital and intellectual assets, as well as limiting unpredictability. As the Prime Minister of Malaysia, I'm here to reiterate our commitment to ensure that the needs of investors doing business in Malaysia are met. We will continue to provide all the necessary support for a thriving business environment and a competitive, dynamic economy. Our comprehensive framework towards making Malaysia a high-income nation is on track and has been recognized recently by the BAF Consulting and the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. In a recent report, they placed Malaysia first of all the countries they surveyed. They said that we were the best country to invest in. So I invite you all to come to Malaysia and find out why. Ladies and gentlemen, our ambitions do not stop at achieving high income status. Under a new plan, we are currently putting together TN50 or National Transformation 2050. Our new goal is for Malaysia to be a top 20 country by 2050. We know that this goal is within our grasp, for PricewaterhouseCoopers, in a recent report, predicts that Malaysia will have the 25th highest GDP in the world, measured by purchasing power parity by 2030 and the 24th by 2050. As one of the leading countries in the ASEAN region, Malaysia is well poised to provide businesses with a profitable location to leverage on the growing trade and investment opportunities in the Asia-Pacific. From inaugurating the world's first digital free trade zone to our position as the forefront of the halal and Islamic finance markets, to our investment in infrastructure such as the recently opened mass rapid transit system and the forthcoming East Coast rail link and the high-speed rail link between Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, we will not cease in our efforts to create in Malaysia the economy of tomorrow. I strongly encourage you to look at Malaysia as your preferred choice for investment, to expand and to take the opportunity to forge new partnerships. Today, we will be witnessing notable examples of such partnerships in the exchange of memorandums of understanding, which will cover areas such as construction, pharmaceutical, education and training, halal industry, and bilateral economic relations. I, this juncture, would like to inform you that the latest on the B2B MOUs projects in Malaysia total $32.13 billion. That's a whopping figure, and projects in India total $3.866 billion, a total of $35.99 billion. Why don't we say $36 billion, the total worth of MOUs to be exchanged today at this function. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is an indication of the positive feelings, sentiments, and assessment of the business community of India and Malaysia towards our two countries. And above all, I must say that all these things would not happen if we do not get the right signal from the highest level of governments. And I would like to pay tribute to my good friend, Prime Minister Modi, for his unwavering commitment and his great confidence in this relationship between India and Malaysia, and has given it so much importance and prominence that even on a Saturday, and even when he was fasting, surviving on water for 9 days, he was still at the top of his game, welcoming me and my delegation, and we had such a fruitful and productive meeting. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is a story between two countries which have so much in common in so many ways, from food, movies, language, so many things, people, but above all, we are not just looking back, we are looking forward. We are looking forward to building a brighter, stronger, and better future for India and for Malaysia. And that cooperation can only succeed and bring a new promise for both countries and for our peoples. Excellency, thank you very much. I'd like to thank my colleague, Dr. Sri Mustafa Mohamad, not only a very senior minister, but also a very hardworking minister as well. So thank you very much, all of you, and I wish you every success. Thank you.